Hello, I'm Scott, the breathing guy. I will train you to locate, generate, activate core key energy in physical activity. This video, Driver Swing Mechanics with Key Energy, is going through these two drawings from Ben Hogans' book, The 5 Lessons. And there's 4 components that I put together to describe 2 on this side, 2 on this side, and between how these 4 components come together determines the outcome of every golf swing. A friend of mine asked me, what do you call this head generator up here that Ben Hogan put it in? The brilliance of this drawing is, what would you think that, why did Ben put a generator up there, but he also made the core area the big generator? And he actually created shows a process of almost like a feedback between here, the head generator, and the if you want to say core generator involved. Well, I'm going to give a definition for this and see if you agree with me. And if you can come up with a better definition that will help a person improve their golf game. Because Ben Hogan put this up there for a reason. He understood it. And it's the head overall, and we're going to deal with a part of what the head does in the golf swing. There's a lot of things people don't even consider, what it does to affect your energy supply, your strength. So this is the head energy. I call it the head attitude generator, or the head attitude emotional generator. Because what does the head do? And what do you need in your golf swing? Now, a lot of people think the head produces a thought, or the golf swing is mental. I've never seen a thought move a golf ball. They think of analytical, like visualization. I'll go into that. What is really visualization? What do you want to achieve through visualization? Because an attitude, if you look up in the dictionary and see what the definition of an attitude is, a projection of your physical actions. It's a projection that brings the mind into play with your physical body, projecting a force out of you. But if you look at the definition of mental, there is no body connection. There's no movement to it. You cannot develop your golf swing mental, but you can develop your golf swing to a higher level through attitude that affects the body's ability to move involved. So defining that as the head attitude generator, developing an attitude that helps your emotional projection of your body is through practice. And identifying what attitude do you want to develop for your golf swing is another question. And I'm going to give you 2. And the first one is a Western term called being in the zone. If your attitude when you're swinging is in a zone state, like when you're swinging a driver, that's the easiest way of having a process, a procedure, a repeatable method to create movement, develop an attitude, so you can create a zone state in your swing. So therefore you're striking the ball is the same way every time. The other way you can think about this attitude generator is through a Zen training process. Now, some people use Zen archery as an example of development, but how far does that really help you? Personally, I prefer thinking of developing the golf swing like developing a Zen state of the tea ceremony, because there's so many little intricate movements, sensations, procedures that you build one top of the other for what end goal. And that is to, when you sip the tea, it amplifies the taste of the tea, the smell of the tea, the heat. All that works together to create an attitude to enjoy that moment of when you sip the tea and the rest of the time involved. In the zone state, the best person that we used to call in the zone was Michael Jordan. It was not always there, but when when he turned on and he got into the zone state, everyone says, uh-oh. Look out, what does the zone state mean? Same with the tea ceremony. It's a physical action without a distracted thought. Your whole mental process or mind process is into what you're doing, the sensation. How do you develop that? Through practice. Another group of people that have a zone state you see once in a while is chefs, cooks, really good cooks. I don't care in the kitchen. When they are in the zone, it's like, okay, they bring everything, spice here, put it all together, and everything. They're just like in it, and then kind of throw it in the oven or in the skillet and come out, and it's just beautiful. But when they're doing it, they have an attitude. They're projecting an attitude. You don't even want to bother them when they're in that attitude. It's not what their words say, it's actually their physical force being projected. Same with the golf swing. You know, so many golfers, you get near their attitude while they're swinging as such. You just like, oh, that's just really great. Then what distracts their attitude changes their whole sense of being with them. So defining this as an attitude generator that has to be developed through practice. So when you're executing a swing, it is one motion, a Zen state, a zone state. And how do you develop this through practice? Well, there's a famous book called The 5 Rings I like, and he creates the real essence of creating the ability, giving you the ability to develop the head attitude, and that is being in the zone, being in now my mistake, being in a void or being empty. I like being empty. What are you empty of? Any distraction thought. You're totally in the sensation, but the key element in being in the void or empty state is breath. That's what I teach, core breath. How you shape your core breath, it affects everything. How you direct it, that's what the mind does, is directs energy. Here's a rule for the head generator. The head generator either consumes energy, that's in thoughts, eats your energy that way, think of 1,000 different things, or directs your body, down to your feet, wiggle your toes. Here's the rule. The more you feel, the less you think. The more you think, the less you feel. Now, some people use visualization, which is good. There's that. But if you overemphasize it, go too long, what's the goal of visualization? To get it, actually, believe it or not, if you don't trace it, is to create an attitude, to create a swing that you want. Visualization itself doesn't do anything. It just says, well, your body's supposed to move this way, you're visualizing the feeling. If you're visualizing feelings, you're developing an attitude to make those feelings go that way. Any distractions from that attitude redirects that feeling to something else. So really appreciating what Ben Hogan describes here as the center force to calculate. Now, one of his books, his second book, is on, if you want to say, it's not mental, it's the mind, and what do you need to have in your mind to make your golf swing? Think of it that way. Don't think mental. Get rid of that term. Golf is a mind state of what you know, and then how to convert what you know into the head attitude generator so your body, through practice, can execute what you're feeling. You ever see someone that's really good at something, they go through it so quick, they're not thinking about it. It's like almost like a habit, and they feel it. They love it. They truly enjoy what they're doing. It's like when you watch Michael Jordan, or when sometimes you watch Tiger Woods. He's really into the zone or whatever. He's feeling it. He's not going here and there. He's not talking abstraction. Learning to develop your head attitude generator is part of learning to have a great golf swing that's repeatable and enjoyable, and you can play the game better. That's the key. And it's connected to the core generator. So this video is defining what is the head generator. It is an attitude, emotional head attitude generator. You have to generate emotions. You have to generate an attitude that is projected through the body to create a movement, a sensation within the movement that you have developed and refined through practice. That's the whole purpose of the head generator. And it affects the core generator, because the core generator is the source of the head energy. The head generates energy itself. If the core isn't there, if the core is not involved in its energy and strength process, you can have any thought you want, you can have any feeling, but the body will not have the sensory input to execute what you want. So truly appreciate the relationship between core generator, and then see these lines here, well, I'll go into next time, of how you direct that energy to create that attitude, energy, sensation process. And it's a process, a step-by-step for repeatable action. So, this is driver swing mechanics with key energy. This is about the head generator, and its definition of it defined as head attitude emotional generator for a particular golf swing or for your golf game involved that you have to practice to develop that's repeatable.